Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into it. This is Psalms 37 and 14. It says, "The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of upright conversation." So that's the time that we're living in right now, man. The wicked Esau Edom, he's drawing out his sword. He's getting his sword, being prepared to strike. And we repeated this theme or this topic, or I have in many lessons. Because it's important to understand who your enemy is, man. You got to know who exactly and what exactly you're going up against in a spiritual sense. Because I spoke a previous lesson about spiritual warfare, man. This is all a spiritual thing that's happening. So the wicked have drawn out their sword. They are Esau Edom is he's carnal, but he's also he also gets power and from the darkness on the left-hand side, because that's what the Lord made him to be. The Lord made him, according to Proverbs 16 and 4, the Lord made him to be wicked, created for the day of evil. So he has resources on the left-hand side. The spiritual demon Satan guides his actions and directs him to do wickedness and evil upon the earth, because that's his lot, man. His lot is to do wickedness. His lot is to do evil. His lot is to be a punishing tool for the nation of Israel. You got to understand these things, man. There's no circumstance in this world. Everything happens according to the will of the Heavenly Father. Like one of my favorite scriptures, it goes into, I think, the Romans. Yeah, it is in Romans, but I can't remember what chapter. I think it's the ninth chapter, and it says that who has resisted His will. So the wicked who are created for the day of evil, and they are drawn out their sword, man. They're already setting up. Because going back all the way to the pandemic, that was a drawing out of the sword, man. They're already drawing out and searching out and setting up, their decrees and their measures when it's about time to come hard on you, Jake, you so-called Black, Latino, Native American. What do you think that was all for? And what do you think it died down so quickly? That was just to that was a tactical exercise, so to speak. That was a tactical military exercise, how they were going to bring forth the RFID, the microchip. And you got to understand how cunning this devil is, man. He's very cunning. He's a crafty one. Going to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Let's go ahead and get that. Genesis 3 and 1. And now that serpent is a man. That serpent is not a snake that talked or animal that talked. That serpent was a man, and the reason they call him serpent because he was crafty, he was sly. You get that word serpent. He says Nakash, serpent, fleeing serpent, speech, image of serpent, fleeing serpent, mythological, and it means he was subtle. He was very sly and slick. The certain one more subtle than a beast in the field. Because the word subtle means crafty, cunning. Subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. So the crafty one, Esau Edom, he has drawn out the sword, man. And like we mentioned earlier, the pandemic that happened a few years ago, that was a tactical exercise in how to conduct his business when it comes down to enforcing this microchip. Because he made it more or less mandatory, or it was a mandatory suggestion that you get that jump shot. And he tested out different rules and regulations, decrees and restrictions that went along with it. Because when it comes time to implement that RFID, he's going to bring those out in a more severe, draconian manner. Going back to the book of Revelation, he spake like a dragon, meaning he spoke in a very draconian sense. A draconian, if you look at that word draconian laws, it means a severe punishment for like minor infractions, something to that effect. So he's drawing out a sword, man. It's getting ready, and we can't wait, man. And we understand that there's going to be trial, tribulation, and persecution and there's going to be a lot of horrible things that happen upon the earth. But we also understand that if we belong to Yahweh Shai, then we're going to get the victory. But let's get a few more scriptures, because not only does that sword, not only does it mean his military might and his craftiness and his tactics and his weaponry, it also means his speech, his tongue. You know, his words are smooth as butter. You know, because he's also going to defame the men of the Lord. He's gonna bring false accusations against the men of the Lord. He's gonna make us look like domestic terrorists, man. And that's going to be one of the reasons that he's going to be used to persecute and put into jail. The devil shall put you to prison 10 days. You know, when you go back and listen to the apostles, you know, when they give their testimony of 9/11, they were rounded up, man. They were rounded up by the so-called U.S. government because of false allegations. You know, a false allegation of their involvement in 9/11. And when the smoke cleared, the Lord was on their side, man, and they were released. You know, but they suffered that persecution. They went through that, and it's an example for brothers here today. We may also have to go through that same persecution, man. You may also have to get rounded up, because going back to Psalms 37:14, you know, the wicked have drawn out their sword. You know, it's important to touch on these subjects and these matters, man. You know, because these are things that you got to prepare your heart and mind for. You got a purpose in your heart that you are going to stay true to this doctrine and true to the faith. But let me get a few more scriptures. Let's get Psalm 64:3. This is Psalms 64:3, and it says, well, here, I'll just start at verse 1. It says, "A Psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, my prayer, and preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." You know, and we're gonna be in that same situation that David was in the days to come. That situation of being persecuted and fleeing, and basically crying out to the Lord for safety and salvation. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." You know, that's gonna come full blast, man, in the days to come. But going back to Genesis 27:40, it was promised Esau that he would live by the sword. You know, so he's gonna do it, man. He's gonna come up. You know, he's gonna he's gonna pull up, man. You know, that's a slang word that Jake uses, man. You know, but he's gonna do that. You know, we are here at Great Millstone. You know, we don't really use slang words like that, man. You know, well, you know, we have flavor to our speech, but we're not trying to talk like no niggers and spicks, man. We're trying, you know, to the best of our ability, make this truth plain upon tables. But anyways, let's go ahead and keep on going. It says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer, and preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bring their bows to shoot their arrows, and even bitter words." So even their speeches is used as a sword against us, man. And that's going to come in the form of false accusations and basically destroying our so-called character, man, with their false accusations. You know, they're gonna have to charge you with something. You know, when Scripture said that the devil shall put you in prison 10 days, he's gonna have to charge you with something, with some kind of crime. And we know that we don't commit crimes. You know, we Great Millstone doesn't commit any crimes, man. You know, we're not a militia. We don't take up arms. We don't encourage violence to be done on our part on anybody. We understand that vengeance belongs to the Lord. All we really do is preach the destruction of America according to the Bible, and you can best believe that might be labeled as hate speech. So they're gonna have to charge us with something, man. They're gonna have to whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows with bitter words. They're gonna have to use bitter words against us, man. Let's get that word bitter. This is bitterness, or angry, bitter, chafed, discontented, great, heavy. You know, because he's pissed off at the things that we say. Because the things that we say, well, not what we say, but what the scriptures say, goes against his rulership. Goes against his new world order. Goes against preserving his dominion over the earth. You know, and we preach according to the Bible, according to the word of the Most High, that his dominion, that his rulership is going to come to an end. And that makes him very bitter, man. He don't want to hear it. He may know it. He may know that it's true, but he don't want to hear it. You know, he has in his mind that he can upset prophecy and continue to rule. Let's go back to scripture. Once again, it says, "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect." You know, and then that's why they got these programs like Project Megiddo and these other, like, you know, secret plans that they got against the men of the Lord. You know, they got martial law programs and decrees where basically, if you read those martial law, you know, decrees or the things that are in it, you know, one of the main enemies, or one of the things on the watch list, is what they call religious fanatics or anti-government people, man, and they're gonna be labeling us in that sense, man. So they're gonna whet their tongue like a sword, man. Let's go and get Psalm 57:4, a few more examples of how they're gonna use false accusations against the men of the Lord. It says, well, I'll start at verse 2. It says, "I will cry unto Yahweh Most High, unto Yahweh that performeth all things for me." So ultimately, it doesn't matter what they say or do, we're going to have our faith in the Most High. "He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that will swallow me up. Selah. Yahweh shall send forth his mercy and his truth." And that's what he did at the time of the apostles, man, when they were accused of false accusations in 9/11. He sent forth his mercy and his truth, and they were cleared. But once again, that was put forth as an example of who the true men of the Lord are. And for example, to younger brothers, man, such as us, you know, to be strong of good courage in that day. So it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. You'll be fooling yourself if you say that it isn't. It says, "My soul is among lions, and I am even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongues a sharp sword. Be thou exalted, O Yahweh, above the heavens, and let the glory be above all the earth." And you read the book of Acts. There's an account where the apostles were put into jail or prison, something to that effect, and they were praising the Lord, man, and they were singing prayers and praising the Lord, and the doors opened up for them, man. You know, so you got to have that mentality of unwavering, unshakable faith. It says, "They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit before me into the mist. Wherefore they are fallen themselves." Selah. So, you know, at the end of the day, no weapon formed against us will prosper, man, whether it be by speech or by might. Let's go ahead and get Isaiah 54:7. We'll close it on that. It says, to like Isaiah 54:17. And it says, "No weapon that is formed against," these are the words of the Most High. And this is going to his elect men. It says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue," see, so weapon and tongue. And, you know, he brought out examples of those things in the scriptures, man. It says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness of me, says the Most High." And even in the Gospels, you know, there's a scripture that says that, you know, think not what what to say. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. So this is Luke 21:12. The words of the word of Yahweh Shai. And it said, before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, deliver you up to the synagogues and to prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate. Why is that? Because the Lord's going to give you the spirit to stand strong in the faith. It says, let's get right here, Luke 21:14. It says, "Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and a wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possesses your soul." So ultimately, that's gonna be the mind state of the elect, man, when they face those persecutions, when they face those false accusations from the devil Esau Edom. But with that being said, it's a real quick lesson here at the plantation. Most High willing, hope is edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.